folks, welcome back to another fiery episode of Whining About Pest Control. If you've stumbled upon us for the first time, I am Chelle Hartzer with 360 Pest Consulting, and it is freezing out. Literally, we're going through this cold patch right now. It's cold, which means we need to bring on the heat here. We're going to talk about heat treatments, and I'm going to focus on bed bugs. So I am drinking a Chenin Blanc today because I was in the mood for a white. And check out this awesome cup that one of my people gave to me. Isn't that the coolest? Yay! Okay, cheers. Oh, that is a good one. All right, heat treatments are exactly like they sound. You heat up a space to kill off the pests. It's typically going to use some type of high-powered electric heaters or maybe some propane-fueled heat exchangers. Let's start with bed bugs because they are the masters of hiding. But when you think of it, so are cockroaches, stored product pests, and really most of our pests. They like to stay hidden in those cracks and squeezed into these openings that are thinner than a credit card. Some of our pests, again, bed bugs, German cockroaches, are notoriously resistant to many of our chemicals that we have now. Bed bugs also lay eggs everywhere, and those eggs are often insulated. They're protected from some of our residual insecticides. So why a heat treatment? It's for when we need that solution that can really penetrate into every crevice and corner and get to all those life stages. Eggs are always the hardest stage to impact, typically. Dusts, liquids, baits, they can't do that. They can treat a specific area, but you can't spray down the inside of an entire house to get rid of their bed bugs. There are also some customers that want non-chemical options, so enter the heat treatment. The only other treatment comparable to this would probably be a fumigation, and we'll talk about that on another episode. Let's whine about some of the challenges, because as easy as it sounds to just raise the temperature, it's not that easy. First, we have to get to the right temperature. Don't get it hot enough and you have pests that survive the treatment. Get it too hot and you're going to start to melt things and potentially start a fire. It's happened. While each insect pest has their own individual heat limit, heat treatments basically aim for about 150 degrees Fahrenheit, 50 degrees Celsius. We're going to need temperature monitors to ensure that the heat gets to the right temperature. Second, we have to get the right temperature everywhere. It's great if the living room of a house makes it to 150 degrees, but if the bedroom doesn't, again, we're leaving insects alive. And since our little pests like to hide in those tiny cracks and crevices, that 150 degrees needs to get to all of those little edges and corners. So usually we're going to use some fans to kind of disperse that heat, but these treatments do take some manual labor to continuously check all those areas, to shift the fans when needed, to get the heat to all those right places. Third, there's no residual. Just like a fumigation, after the treatment is done, anything can walk back in the door or fly. That customer that got their car with a pile of bedbug infested clothes can just return and reinfest the home. I used to help with a heat treatment at a food plant, and we would certainly knock out all the store product pests. The floor would be littered with them at the end of our treatment. But they could then bring in infested raw ingredients and just start the process all over again. So because of this, all three of these reasons, you'll often hear pest control companies talk about prep work. That usually entails decluttering so the heat can dissipate better and get into those areas. And they may ask for all soft goods to be laundered and put into bags till that treatment is over. You're going to want to remove many of your food items. That mango sitting on the counter isn't going to be so happy after it's heated to 150 degrees for a couple hours. For food plants, warehouses, many products are going to have to be removed so they aren't impacted by that heat. So the benefits of a heat treatment are it's non-chemical, it's effective, there are no residuals, and it's relatively quick. Drawbacks are that there is no residual. So things can reinfest, and if they're not done correctly, they can damage some items. Bottom line, if you have that severe, widespread, difficult to control infestation, especially with bed bugs, heat is one of the good options for that. There's also other options, and it's all about IPM as usual. So here's to a fiery solution to keep those bed bugs and our other pests out of our beds and foods and houses. And until next time, feel free to whine to me about all your pest control programs, your problems, and stay warm out there. Cheers. I need a sweater.